0, 1. Let's get started.
Good morning, everybody. By the way, if you see anything piled up back there, it's just a few clothes that need to be taken upstairs. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. We have a group that we participate in with Cabellwain Association for the Blind. Usually the meeting is between 11 to 1. We are supposed to go to an Italian restaurant called Luigi's. As far as I know, it's not been canceled, but we did get some snow, but the roads, from what I'm reading, is not bad. Now, up where my mom and dad live, they have it bad. They got really bad snow. I got this dress on. You guys see this? And you know how I love my buffalo check. I just do. It's my thing. This dress is getting so big on me. And this is the stuff they don't tell you about when you go on a diet, that if you lose weight, you're not going to be able to wear your clothes anymore. Well, I feel like I'm wearing a muumuu. And then I put on my favorite boots. They're too big. And I cannot find the insoles that I had sitting around here. I'm going to wear them anyways. But I feel like I'm clomping around in Ronald McDonald shoes. They are my only pair of really nice sort of semi-dressy boots, and I love them. And I was so psyched when I found them and the price that they were. And now if I lose another 10, 15 pounds, I'm not going to be able to wear them. I'm just not going. I'm going to have to find me a new pair of boots, which I'm not. I know people get ecstatic about going and buying new clothes, but I'm not that person. When I find something I really like, I like to keep hold of it as long as I can. But anyhow, I am ready to go. I do have to brush my teeth. Ronnie's getting dressed upstairs. I got a friend stopping by to say hi if she makes it before the bus. And as far as I know, we're going to Luigi's today. I think it is sort of like a mom and pop's type Italian restaurant, and it's not real expensive. And y'all, in case y'all are wondering, what am I going to eat today? Because Italian food is very fattening. But I looked at their menu, and if we go and all things work, I am going to get a chicken salad. So that's what I'm going to eat today if we get to go. I'm good with salad. I love salad. I don't feel like I'm put out in any way. As of right now, I have lost 48 pounds, and I'm going to keep trucking. Ronnie and I have been, since Thanksgiving was over and my parents went home, we've been doing 20 minutes on the exercise bike, each of us, every evening upstairs. And the only downfall with that is I can't do more. I mean, like physically, I could ride a bike more than 20 minutes, but that seat kills my rump, and I hate it. But I know I need the exercise, and they didn't run to the gym last night, and they forgot to even tell us that they canceled. So we were like all dressed in our gym attire, and nobody came to get us. So we were like, let's just go jump on the exercise bike. So that is what we've been doing. But I still don't feel like it's enough, 20 minutes. Although I'm fairly active during the day, cooking, cleaning, doing all the things that need to be done. But a regular activity, extra exercise is very good for a person who is on a weight loss journey. Now, I've got to tell you, I made fudge yesterday, and it smelled mighty good. And so I did have a little tiny end piece. I mean, when I say tiny, I mean like a quarter of a piece, like a little teeny weeny chip, only because I have never in my life made chocolate fudge before, and I want to make sure it's a new recipe. I want to make sure that it tasted good and it had a good consistency. Now, my husband was more than willing to test out this fudge, and he did it well. And he wanted another piece. And then I took some to my father-in-law, and he said it was delicious. And I had a neighbor over here, and she tried it, and she said she liked it. So, yes, I think it's pretty good. I think it'll be even better when I have walnuts to put in it because I don't know what it is, but it's like really sweet chocolate and the nut kind of cancels some of that sweetness out and makes it perfection. I think it's going to be even better the next round. Now, I will say this. The recipe that I made comes from, I think her name is Mountain Cook. Mountain Cook. I seen her make it, and I have some issues with her video because I've made candy a lot. And she kind of was like, well, if you burn it, you burn it. Well, for us who putting 2 pennies together to try to make 10 cents, we can't afford to burn the candy. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to probably put the link down below for you guys if you're interested in seeing that video and that recipe, because it's not mine and I want to give credit where credit goes. But my input on it, first of all, stay with it and stir it constantly. Number 2, if you've never made candy before, use a thermometer. Use a thermometer. When it comes up to 235 degrees, and that's the softball stage, take the thermometer out, and when you add in your chocolate chips and your marshmallow cream, beat the stew out of it, okay? Because that has to be incorporated, it has to be melted, it has to be combined. And always use parchment paper. It worked exceptionally well. Mine cut perfectly, and it was absolutely amazing. And so I'm just going to tell you, she doesn't say those things in her video, but I think if you're a first-time candy maker, or if you've ever made candy, there's a science behind it. And one thing she kept saying was, I only let it boil for 5 minutes, and when it turns a dark color, I know I can add my chocolate chips and my marshmallow cream to it. Mine turned a dark color, and it still had 15 degrees to go before it was at softball stage. So be aware of that when you make it, because if it's not at a softball stage, it will not set up as a candy. You're wasting your money, your time, and your effort. Anyways, I do love her, enjoy watching her, but I thought I would just add my 2 cents in when it comes to candy making, because I've had some experience with it. I find that, I can't afford to lose my ingredients, so I always religiously use a candy thermometer, and I have a digital one, and I know if you've ever seen me make candy, you all know, and you've seen it. I love it. It is the best candy thermometer I have ever used. Also, too, if you're looking for a peanut butter fudge recipe, I will link mine down below if you want to try it. I love it. And I will tell you, the secret to it is use a good quality peanut butter. And it needs to smell and taste like peanut butter. That's what really makes that candy taste divine. Anyways, I'm done with the gospel of candy making. I'm going to get on with going to go out to lunch with my group. Fingers crossed we make it. But this is probably going to be like a 2-part video, because I'm trying to incorporate everything I do for Christmas or the holidays in my videos with you guys, because I know you guys like to see what I'm doing, what I'm up to, where I'm going. And my life is not that dazzling, really. It's really not. But we are going to Luigi's today, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to eating with my friends and having a good time. I'm going to tell you, during the holidays, if you are alone, find a group to join. Find a church to go to. It's not worth being alone. I heard a lady the other day that said, it's okay to be alone. And I don't think the good Lord intended us to be alone. I think that fellowship is very important. So if you are lonely and you don't have family around you, maybe you don't live in the area or whatever, get involved in something, because it's so important. Anyways, my phone's ringing. Pray that they don't cancel. Well, lucky for us, they did not cancel going to Luigi's, and I thought I would share a little bit of my view from the bus. Everything is snowy, but we didn't quite get as much as other people did, but it was still beautiful. This is my husband's pizza. It's a supreme pizza. The food was absolutely amazing. And if you're in the area, I highly suggest it. And of course, I had to get into the little corner of my guest room and get onto the exercise bike and work off those calories, even though I only had a salad. But I still have to work out. This is the next day, and I have got my starter out again, and we are getting started with making some cinnamon rolls, and I'm planning to give every single cinnamon roll away as gifts because I do not want these sitting in my house and taunting me all week. So the very first thing that I'm doing when I get my starter out of the refrigerator is I stir it for a pretty nice time. Because you want a lot of the potato flakes in this starter, they will sink to the bottom, and you want to stir that up and make sure that it is really good and combined. Once I pour a cup of the starter out to make my cinnamon rolls, I have to feed my starter, and then it sits out for 13 hours, and then I place it back into the refrigerator. In 5 to 7 days, I'm ready to make more cinnamon rolls or bread or whatever it is that I want to make. Now, my recipe calls for 6 cups of flour, and I always start with 4. And then I let that kind of combine, and then I add a little bit more to it, a little bit at a time. Otherwise, you're going to get this like poof, It's going to be a mess in your kitchen, so something I learned the hard way. So I just start with about 4 cups, not 6, to start out. I'm just using a regular all-purpose flour. I do have a video on this starter, and I will link it down below for anybody who's interested in watching it. This is known as an Amish friendship bread starter, because every so many days you have a cup of starter, and you can either choose to go ahead and make bread or cinnamon rolls or however you want to use it, or you can give the cup of starter to a friend in a jar and they will be able to make bread. So once they get the cup of starter, all they have to do is feed it, let it set out for 13 hours, put it in their refrigerator, and then they're able to make the bread as well. So that's why it's called friendship, because, you're being friendly and sharing your starter. But my ball of dough comes out perfect every time. As you can see, it makes a substantial amount of dough. 6 cups of flour is going to make you a lot of dough. And I think that I got 21, and understand I'm doing this voiceover after I made these, but I think it's 21 cinnamon rolls. While that dough was rising, I put together a corn casserole for dinner. I should have put my corn casserole in a 9x13 because it took a long time to bake in there. But it finally got done. We had some homemade chili. It was 33 degrees outside, so it was a perfect day for it. Then a couple hours later, my dough had been risen, and I rolled it out, and I put butter and brown sugar, cinnamon. There they are cut, and they're going to rise again. And here they are, all done. And then I'm going to ice them. And all my icing is powdered sugar, a little bit of milk, and some vanilla. You can add some chopped walnuts or pecans to the top, whatever you like to do. I've even put peanut butter inside my cinnamon rolls. I've done Nutella. You can do anything that you want. These come out so good, and they smell heavenly. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed this. And yeah, we got some more content coming your way. I upload videos every Saturday and Monday. Seems to be working for me really well right now as far as getting content out to you all. And I just want to say, I hope you all are having, fun in your kitchen, baking wonderful things for the holidays. And I'll be seeing you all again soon. Bye.
0